enough till I met you. Got the real thing, found the real one. You could tell the world, keep the fake love, 'cause I've been brand new since I woke up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Never was enough till I met you. Got the real thing, found the real one. You could tell the world, keep the fake love, 'cause I've been brand new. Said I never was enough, never was enough till I met you. Got the real thing, found the real one. You could tell the world, keep the fake love, 'cause I've been brand new since I woke up. I've been brand new since I woke up. Till the sun sets free as me indeed. I've been brand new since I woke up.
What do I gain if I win the whole world, but wake up to find that I've lost my soul? I thought I'd find myself, but something was missing. It's not what I wanted. I didn't have to look high or look low. Your love met me when I began to let go. You showed me a new way, when nothing is missing. You're all I wanted. You stepped right into my story and showed me there's a better meaning. I'm living. You changed my life for your glory. I've decided I don't wanna fit in. No. I'm living. Some say I'm crazy for giving it all, but I'm gonna love you with all of my heart. I don't want it any other way. It's more than a feeling, and you are the real thing. You stepped right into my story and showed me there's a better meaning. I'm living. You changed my life for your glory. I've decided I don't wanna fit in. I'm living now. This is how it's meant to be, meant to be. Knowing you is knowing me what you want, I want. My life is yours. This is how it's meant to be, meant to be. Knowing you is knowing me what you want, I want. My life is yours. You stepped right into my story and showed me there's a better meaning. I'm living. You changed my life for your glory. I decided I don't wanna fit in. I'm living. This is how it's meant to be. Knowing you is knowing me.
Hello, G5 leadership. How we doing tonight? So if you were at church on Sunday when we got to do the welcome, we talked about attitude being a choice, and we get to choose our attitude. So when we choose our attitude, we get to choose something really incredible, right? So when we say how we doing at G5, we get to say that we're like awesome, right? We're awesome. So if I ask you tonight, how we doing, G5 leadership? Awesome! Yeah, we got a crowd of 10,000 in here tonight, so it's incredible. You're in the right place. Welcome to G5. My name is Josh. I'm a servant leader. Before we get this kicked off, as always, if you have a cell phone or something that you're taking notes on, that's beautiful. We always say in order to have a noteworthy life, leaders take notes. But we also want to make sure that you do have your phone silenced, because just when you don't think you have a notification that's going to pop up, it will, and in this building, and then you will be making a little bit of noise. So if you want to silence that, that'd be great. This does go out across the globe, so we have incredible leaders all over the world, literally, that PT has worked with, PT, Mama G, the family, all over. And so they're plugging in, and many of them would absolutely desire to be right here with us tonight in this room. I promise you that. So as always, this is a safe place. As PT's always said, we're all beggars telling other beggars where to find the bread. And so, but tonight, the fact that you're here tonight, it's absolutely incredible. We're honored that you're here, but I just want you to know that when you're in this room tonight, you're going to get something that's going to be delivered into you, into your mind, into your body, into your soul, that you're going to take away from here that's going to absolutely transform whatever it is that God's doing in your life. And so it's going to be incredible. We have the privilege tonight, as always, this is kicking off with Blake, and Blake's an incredible leader. This is a man that has walked with his parents ever since he was a little boy, run around like some of these other incredible little warriors. And he has a vision, and he has such wisdom. I'm amazed when we get around with a bunch of men and something comes up and he goes, and then he weighs in on it, and you go, that really shouldn't come from a young leader, because it's absolutely so far out in advance in wisdom. But just because he's been around this culture and environment, and of course everything that his mom and dad have done, he's a visionary. I remember when I came from a little town in central Wisconsin, and I had no ability to dream. Anybody had no ability to dream? It's like you look and you're like, this is the only car I'll ever have, and I remember he was going, man, we should go and look at some really awesome cars. And I'm going like, what are you talking about? I don't have the money for that car. But if you don't go and dream about it, and you don't go and get the vision, you'll never get to it. And so he's really helped me and taught me a lot in that. So tonight, I just encourage you to lean in. We got a really awesome packed night. As always, you're going to get so much. But this incredible leader, I'm so honored to introduce my brother, Mr. Blake Goat.
Thanks, Mike. Woo! Check. There we go. Y'all standing up, give me applause there. Reminded me of a joke my uncle told me. They went to a midget convention and got a standing ovation and didn't know it. You're welcome, G5. There we go. Well, welcome to G5 Leadership. How y'all doing tonight? There we go. Well, I'm excited to be at G5 Leadership. It is going to be an amazing night. I am not going to be that long tonight because I heard through the grapevine that my amazing mother is going to share again tonight at Leadership. And then we have my amazing father who's going to share again tonight. I don't think Bree's sharing, but who knows? Dad is very persuasive. He could get her up here. Who knows, right? But I am excited, guys. Of course, I got to start out with another joke that I actually had prepared and not the one my uncle told me when I was 4. That was good. But do you guys want to hear a joke? Another joke? Okay, so I love golf. I'm a golfer. Anybody like golf? Wow. 3 in a crowd this size is not too bad. That's kind of awesome. But there's 2 guys were out golfing. They were on the 18th hole, and he has this little 4-foot putt to win the match. And all of a sudden, this funeral procession was going by. And he stops and takes his hat off. And he, as the funeral procession was going by and lets everything, the whole thing goes by. And as it ends, he starts getting a little tear. And his buddy he was playing golf with says, oh, dude, that was so sweet, that you took a moment, to honor that funeral procession. Why did you do it? He goes, well, it was so sweet. I had to because I've been married to the girl for 30 years. So if you don't get the joke, he played golf on the day of his, never mind. You'll get that later. So if you need clarification, go to my dad. You guys can get clarification for that. But guys, I'm going to jump right in today. Are y'all ready? Today, I want to talk about listening. Listening. How many of you like to listen? If you didn't raise your hand, you're the ones that like to talk. You'll get that later. But I'm excited. While I was doing research for this, I looked up definitions of listening. And I love this. One of the definitions says to hear something with thoughtful intention and gives consideration. I thought that was pretty good. Another one said, listening creates a space where people feel heard and understood. Have y'all ever been in a scenario where like you're talking and you just feel like the person you're talking to really isn't paying that attention to you? And you're just like, man, this is interesting. Like I feel like I'm not being heard. And I was funny, my dad and I were talking one day, and he told me about a time where he went to an event and a guy was talking about, he said, he guided a demonstration. And he pulled out his cell phone and he said, I was sitting on stage, he goes, hey guys, I want to ask you a question. He goes, I have no notifications on my phone. He says, but I have my phone in my hand. He goes, do you feel like you're more important, or is my cell phone more important right now? And everybody in unison said, that we feel like your cell phone is more important than we are. How many of you know the importance of listening in an environment is more important than listening at your actions while you're listening, right? It's huge. Now I'm going to jump right in. Point number 1 while listening is be present. Be present. You're saying, like, that's so simple. Yes. Because how many of you know if you're not present, you're not listening? And if you're not listening, people are not feeling like they're heard. I tell you, my father is the master at listening. If y'all have ever had a chance to sit down and listen to him and talk with my father, he makes you feel like you're the only person in the room. Am I right? But how many of you know that was something he learned to do, right? I feel like everybody, how do you know, are all of y'all, if you had to say, are you a good listener? If you had to self-evaluate, are you a good listener? Of course, my dad's going, yes, I am. Let's do this. But how many know listening comes with confidence? That was confidence, right? I love being confident. People always come to me and go, dude, you're arrogant. No, I'm just confident. Because I always tell people I'm the most handsome guy in the room I go in. That's not arrogance, that's confidence, right? I won't forget a leadership conference this year, my dad goes, go ask my son. He'll tell you the hottest guy in the room. And all the guys went dead silent and looked to me and I said, you're welcome, guys. But how do you know if you are if the mic works, my mouth should work too, right, guys? That's so perfect. But how many know confidence is important? I love this. Listening is not the act of hearing the words spoken. It is understanding the meaning of what's being said. Right? That was good. I like her. I need to keep her around. That sound effect was on point. That was awesome. I'm so glad you're here, by the way. But having a listening is understanding somebody's heart while they're speaking. That's huge. I love this. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and this guy said this. It says, the one who speaks the most learns the least. And I was like, ow, that was right to the heart on that one. I love to talk, but also what I've learned is I've also learned to love to listen. Because if you don't learn how to listen, you'll never have something valuable to say. That's huge. That's huge. And I love this. Listening to other people's perspectives may reveal one thing that needed to achieve a goal. Be present. Be present is huge. Number 2, I'm going to go jump to the next one. Listening helps you ask better questions. Listening helps you ask better questions. Now, as a kid, and I say this every time I talk about asking questions, and I've done a few talks, and so has my dad, about asking questions. I encourage you to go back and listen to those. But as a kid, my favorite question to my mom and dad was that lunch or dinner? Because I loved food. And if you're a good, you love food. But how many of you know asking a clarifying question solves a lot of things? And it was funny. One day, my father told me, he said, Blake, I want to encourage you. Instead of asking just one question in a conversation, ask at least 3 questions deep. I said, okay, Dad. I said, why? I mean, I'm not questioning it, but why? What's the clarification of asking 3 questions? I said, what do you get by asking 3 questions? He said, the first question gets them talking. The second question gets them telling you what they feel about the scenario. And at the third question, you'll get to the heart of the matter. That's huge. Ask at least 3 questions in a scenario. Can you do that for me? I love this. Your leadership potential will never exceed the quality of the questions you ask. That's another way to say it. The quality of the questions you ask determine the quality of the information you receive. That's a lot. Have y'all ever asked a question and somebody has said something to you and you said, well, that was not the answer I was expecting for the question I asked? I have that a lot. And how do you know when they give you the answer back, it gives you the ability to ask a better question? Is that true? Y'all are quiet tonight. You know, I must be speaking good because I get no talk back. This is awesome. I'm also just very pretty, so thank you for staring. I appreciate it. So, but how many of you know asking questions is important? And it was funny, Josh was talking about when he moved here, and he was saying how he's from this little town in Wisconsin. And it was so funny how he said he'd come down here, and my dad and I, we would go, and something my dad taught me at a young age, he said, Blake, sometimes knowing what you know keeps you knowing from what you need to know. But also, if you don't know what's available, find out what's available and see what you want. So I remember we would sit down and I would listen to my dad ask questions to people and going, what do you want? What's your dream car? What is your dream suit? What is your dream outfit? He would go to my mom and go, hey, what's your dream pair of shoes you would want for you ladies? What's your dream purse? Right? How do you know if you don't know what you want, find out what you don't want, and it'll help you know what you want. Does that make sense? Yeah? Again, I know it looks so beautiful tonight, so thank you for looking at me. I'm glad you're here. Y'all having fun so far at leadership? Did y'all dodge the rain today and not get soaked? I'm just glad Quan didn't wear a Speedo. I'm thankful. Guys, if you like to have fun at G5, you can laugh, I promise. Don't maybe get Josh up here and do a hula or something, you know. We'll have fun. Yeah. I love this. Validate what you're hearing. Validate what you're hearing. When you ask a question, like I said, be present and validate what you're hearing. And number 3, and my final point, again, I'm not going to be long tonight because I want to get my mom up here because I'm excited to hear what she has to talk about. But I got to ask, are y'all excited to hear what mom's got to talk about tonight? Yeah, I stole her notes, so this is kind of a little bit of what no, I'm kidding. I don't know what she's talking about tonight. She's loving me right now. She has no idea what I'm going to say, and this could be so much fun. So quiet. But y'all excited? I'm grateful you're excited because I feed off your excitement. You ready? Number 3 is be an encourager. Be an encourager. My father and my mother are master encouragers. I'm always blown away. My father, we would walk into a room and my father could read somebody in 2 seconds flat. And he knew when somebody needs encouragement. I remember he told me a story, and he's told you all this story too, when he was there with Truett Cathy. Do y'all know who Truett Cathy is? If you don't know who Truett Cathy is, have you ever heard of Chick-fil-A? If you haven't, I encourage you to go get the Lord's Bird and try it. It's good, I promise. They're closed on Sundays, but I encourage you to go try Chick-fil-A. But he was with Truett Cathy, and he said, Truett Cathy looked at my dad and said, hey, Tim, I have a question. Do you know when people need encouragement? And my dad said, I knew it was a leadership learning moment. He goes, sir, please tell me, I would love to know. And he goes, if they're breathing, they need encouragement. I love what Mother Teresa said. She said, you can't live 2 seconds without hope. You need hope. Do you all have hope? Do you have encouragement? I love watching Quan interact with guys at church. We call him the backbreaker because when he gives you a hug is when your back cracks and goes back into place. But how many of you know people come just for Quan's hugs? And his hugs are an encouragement to people. I don't remember who said it, but my dad told me about it, and he said he was listening to a sermon one day, and the guy said, go out in the world and spread the gospel and use words when necessary. Actions speak louder than words. Are you being an encouragement to people? I'm so excited. I don't know if you all know, but every year somebody gets older, and we all get older every year. We have a birthday. And for my birthday, I won't forget, we came in, and I think it was a leadership night. And I remember I came walking out, and Tigger, we call her Tigger, Haley, she came right out, and she came around the corner, and she's like, happy birthday! And started screaming. And how many of you know her doing that was put the biggest smile on my face? She didn't have to do that. But how many of you know her taking 30 seconds to just be like celebrating somebody was an encouragement she didn't know somebody needed? I want to encourage you, what are you doing now that could be an encouragement for somebody tomorrow? Think about it. Think about it. But I love this. People often don't remember what you say, but they do remember how you make them feel. How do you leave somebody feeling? I want to end with this quote, and I'm going to bring up one of my most amazing encouragers in my life. Are you all excited and glad that you have encouragers in your life? I love this quote. You'll love this quote. Your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. And how you leave others feeling after interaction is your business card, is your trademark. How do you leave people feeling when you leave their presence? I encourage you to be an amazing listener, but overall being an amazing encourager. My father and mother are the most amazing encouragers of this house. Am I right? Every time you come, you know you leave feeling more loved than you did when you came. And I'm grateful. I'm even their son, and every time I leave their presence, I'm like, why do I feel like I'm more loved than I did 5 seconds ago and I've known them my whole life? But that's the power of knowing A, who you are, knowing B, whose you are, and knowing C is how to love people right. Is that right? So without further ado, look at me ending early on my time. Thank you for putting the timer up, Laura. I appreciate it. She didn't have to put up finish on the timer on the back. You know, like I said, I like to talk, so it's fun. But I am so grateful for this person I'm about to bring up. She has encouraged me. I think I'm bringing her up, right? Okay, cool. Plans change here all the time. Who knows? But I am grateful. She's the most amazing encourager of me, of my father, of my sister, and even herself. And that's something I'm amazingly proud of, that she's in my life. And do you want to use this mic? I think we're cool. Tech stuff on the move. We're good. We love it. But can you guys please help me welcome my amazing mom and my encourager, my amazing mom, Mama G.
All right. Thank you, Blake. You're amazing. How's everybody doing? Awesome. You trudged through the traffic and the rain. I made it through the rain. There you go. Yeah, well, that's why I'm a background singer. So excited to be here. Honored that you're here. You could be anywhere, and here you are. How cool is that? And it's because, we want to grow. So I want to talk to you tonight about the pain. Don't get mad because I said pain. The pain of comfort. The pain of comfort. It kind of sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? Like, no, comfort should not be painful. But this is the deal. Truthfully, there is pain in comfort because of what your comfort keeps you from and keeps you in. So there's pain. Comfort means, you know me and my meanings. I got to have a meaning. And I know in your mind you know, but just hang in there with me. A state of physical ease and freedom from constraint. A state of physical ease and freedom from constraint. A lot of people talk about a comfort zone, but I truthfully think it should be called a comfort box, not a comfort zone. Listen to what it says when you look up comfort zone/box. The level at which one functions with ease and familiarity. We function with ease. Be very aware of being familiar. Very aware. When I was working for muscular dystrophy, when I was in Charlotte before I married PT, I got really good. They give you a district to go and run. And so you go out and you talk to offices and you ask them to help, raise money, you do all this stuff. And I was really good, and I knew my area, and I knew what I was doing. I mean, I was slaying it. Anybody ever been there? You're slaying it. And they come to me and they say, you're doing so good that we want to change your territory and we want you to go do something else. And I remember going, no. I like where I am. I'm comfort where I'm familiar about, you know how you could get up, thank you so much, and you can go and you don't even have to think about it because you got it down. Be very aware of when you're in a place when you don't have to think about it. When you just go and there's nothing that pushes you. There's nothing that challenges you. And I remember thinking, I don't like this. Now, we have a lot of things in our life. We have comfort friends, right? Be very careful that you don't get too many friends around you that are comfort friends. I say this all the time to ladies. Don't get mad at me, but if you allow me, I'm going to be your kick friend, not your comfort friend. Because a comfort friend just no matter what, oh, you're good. And a kick friend's going to go, can I talk to you for a second? We might need to change a little something here, right? We also have comfort food. I'm Southern. We are the master of comfort food. We know what comfort food is. Anybody love comfort food? Right? Just, oh. And it gets chilly maybe about 3 days a year in Florida, and you want that comfort food. We have the comfort food. And then we have comfort phrases like this one. Just make yourself comfortable. Relax and get comfortable. You know what I think the scariest thing is? Make yourself at home. Whoa. We have people in our house all the time. We learned a long time ago, don't ever say that statement, make yourself at home. Because then you get comfortable and you're like, what's in their refrigerator? What's in their pantry? I tell this story all the time. It's hilarious. When we used to do our conferences, we still do, but we used to have them at the ranch house, and what we did was we actually let people in the ranch house down here. And it's a comfort place for us. It's a place where we go and escape. And we had I don't remember how many people, so many people came to this conference. And they're all walking all through, and they're going everywhere. And I said to PT, I'm going to go into our bedroom for a second. And we had the door open. And I walk in, and there's literally a man laying on our bed, looking up going, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And I'm thinking, no. We didn't say make yourself at home, right? Be careful about the comfort. I love this. This says comfort is a powerful sedative. Oof. Comfort is a powerful sedative. God does not comfort us to make us comfortable, but to make us comforters. God does not comfort us to make us comfortable, but to make us comforters. We get to comfort other people, but be very careful that you don't stay comfortable. As a leader, anything that disrupts your comfort is actually good for you. As a leader, anything that disrupts your comfort is actually good for you. Comfort is the enemy of your achievement. As soon as you get settled and get comfortable, it is literally the enemy. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenges and controversy. I have watched your pastor do this over and over and over and over and over and over. Whenever there is challenges and controversy, he does not become comfortable and escape it. He confronts it and learns from it. You and I get to do this same thing. What is it? And everybody has a different place where you stay comfortable. Everybody has, when PT came to me years ago and said, I really want you to talk. And no, I'm sorry. That is not what I'm going to do. I am comfortable where I am. I love the back of a room. I love that corner. Like that corner back there, if I'd have been years ago, would have been my favorite corner. It's real dark back there. You wouldn't even know I was here. I wouldn't have to say anything to any of you. I could be comfortable. And this is the deal. I would never know what I know now about doing what I do now if I had not been kicked out of my comfort box. I would have never known it. I have people say to me all the time, oh, I have these amazing friends. I still keep in touch with them from high school. And I'm thinking, what did I miss? And you know what I missed is I stayed in Mama G comfort and I didn't get to know people. So I don't have high school friends. They probably don't even know who I am. And I was in a small school, but it's because I lived in my box. Listen to this. A comfort box has walls, limits, and a ceiling. A comfort box has walls, limits, and a ceiling. To the degree we're not living our dreams, our comfort box has more control over us than we have over ourselves. Comfort boxes are plush-lined coffins. When you stay in your plush-lined coffin, you die. How many of you in the last month have been stretched into something that you are totally not comfortable with, but you can, yes. I was going to say, Josh, you should raise both hands and both feet. Heidi, you should definitely do the same thing. Right? Right, Mr. Ryan? No doubt. But this is the coolest thing. Like, PT and I get the privilege, like we've known Josh for a long time. Josh's family, total family. And we're watching him in this season of his life, and it's like uncomfortable, 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 uncomfortable. But this is the funny thing. He's like grinning from ear to ear. He says to PT, and this is Josh. I got to put the mic down. This is what Josh does. Anybody ever see him do that? Yes. He says to PT, he goes, you're right. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea. I'm a little freaked out. Every day I get up and go, Josh, what did you do? But he goes, because guess what? Josh is walking out of comfort because he's been incredibly, the other thing that Josh learned was sometimes when you get uncomfortable, it's like a weird time in your life. And I remember when he lost his job that he had, which he was comfortable with, and PT said to him, this is the best thing that's ever happened to you. And back then, we just had Tuesday night services. And I remember because Josh decided, I got to do something. Anybody ever been there? You got to do something. You got to live. You got to eat. And so Josh started delivering pizzas for Papa John's. I mean, he went from this incredible, amazing job to I'm going to deliver pizzas to God knows who and he half the time couldn't come to Tuesday nights because he was out delivering pizzas in his car. It was uncomfortable, but then when he moved through that and what God opened up, and he was doing this amazing business with food. If you need to ever question about food, just talk to Josh. Josh knows about food. And then all of a sudden, God stretched him to the next place. What I love is to see that he's uncomfortable, but he's excited because he's not staying where he's been. Don't stay where you've been. Don't stay where you are. Make sure you break out. PT pushes me all the time. I think now you should do this. He says to me at 3:00 yesterday, I don't remember the time, how about if you preach for Tuesday Fire? I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what are you doing to me? Because I prepare for days, and he prepares for 5 minutes, and he can deliver to you that you think the man is like a fountain and a fountain and a fountain, and that's not me. But he pushed me. He pushes me to get out of the box because remember, there's a ceiling and there's walls and there's limits. And if you stay in it, so what does comfort do? Number one, it keeps you, we already said this, it keeps you in the familiar. Be so aware of the familiar. It keeps you in the familiar. I look here at Heath, this incredible leader here at G5 that all of you see in the parking lot and see doing everything and carrying the trash and whatever he can do. And I remember when he said, okay, well, I got to go get a job. You know, I'm out of school now. I got to do something. So he goes to Kiki's. He gets a job. He's waiting on tables. Never waited on tables before. Did you start as a hostess first? Yes. Okay. He started just saying, excuse me, how many in your party? Right? That's like a no-brainer. How many of you in your party? Okay, let me go seat you. And then he goes into waiting tables. That's like a whole other thing. And now, woohoo, Heath has now been elevated and promoted to manager at Kiki's. Now, can I ask you a question, Heath? Was that uncomfortable? When they set you down and said, we want you to now do this, did you go, excuse me? He said, uh-oh. And everybody ever done a uh-oh? But the uh-oh is a good thing because you know there's something coming. And now I guarantee you it is stretching him. I think about this. I tell PT because we drive by Kiki's all the time, I'm like, wonder how he's doing. Because now he's managing people. Oh, Lord, help you. People. You know, the world is wonderful with people. It'd probably be great without people because people are people, right? But he's managing. So he's stretching himself. The next thing it will do, it will create wrong habits and wrong thoughts. Your comfort box will create wrong habits and wrong thoughts. It keeps us only in the known and we don't ever see the unknown. It will keep us in the known. Anybody ever a little nervous when you have to go for a doctor's appointment? You know why? Because it's the unknown. Like, I don't know. PT has what they call white coat syndrome. When he walks in, his whole body just freaks out. And when they take his blood pressure, they're like, we got to get you to the emergency room. And he's like, no, it's just I don't like your white coat. Because you don't know. It's that unknown. There's something about the unknown. But if you stay in the known, listen to this is such, please hear me on this. This is such a powerful story. A spy was captured and sentenced to death by a general in the Parisian army. Before carrying out the sentence, the general gave the spy a strange choice. He told him he could have his choice of a firing squad or a big black door. After much deliberation, the spy chose the firing squad, and within a few minutes, he was dead. The general turned to his aide and said, they always prefer the known way to the unknown. The aide then asked the general, what's behind the black door? Freedom, replied the general. Behind the black door is a passageway that leads outside, but only a few have been brave enough to see what was behind it. Fear is the big black door that keeps us trapped inside our comfort boxes. In order to be free from what imprisons us, we must be brave enough to open the door. Is that powerful? What's behind the door? The enemy wants us to run to comfort so that we miss the connection that God has tied to our next mission. I'm going to say that again. The enemy wants us to run to comfort so that we miss the connection that God has tied to our next mission. You know, I've been that way for a while. You know, when I finally stepped out and spoke and did what PT asked me to do, in my mind, be careful of this word. I'm good now. I'm good now. I spoke. I'm good now. See, your I'm good now is keeping you from your next. Because I'm good now. I want you to look at the list. You know, it's a little scary sometimes when you put a resume together. Because you're going to look at everything you've accomplished and think, you've done good, you've arrived. That resume doesn't mean you arrived. That resume you just says you have something that you've experienced, but you better keep adding to that resume. Don't just say, I'm good now. You got to be very careful that you're not good now. But the problem with that is there's fear. We all have this fear of the next thing. And I used to tell PT this. I'm like, I don't know, I don't like this because I don't feel like I'm good at this, and you want me to get up in front of people, and you're always so afraid of what people are going to say and what people are going to think. And anytime you do that and you spend your life in that, you stay in comfort and you don't break out. There's a crazy story This was really amazing to me. This is about a crab. I know you love my stories. When a crab grows, it breaks out of its hard shell and begins the process of forming a new one. Its lifespan is marked by passing through successive shells. The crab grows when it is in between shells. It will continue to grow as long as it dares to break out of the shell. When it stops breaking through the shell, the crab ceases to grow and eventually dies. The last shell becomes the crab's coffin. And this is true. This is exactly, totally history, totally everything of what a crab does. When we refuse to break through the shell and go to the next place and say, yes, I can be a manager. Yes, I can do this. Yes, it's amazing what happens. The growth is crazy. The growth is off the chart, but we got to be willing, right? The next thing is comfort will suppress your appetite. Listen to this scripture. This is in Numbers 11:6. But now we have lost our appetite. We never see anything but this manna. We have lost our appetite. Don't ever forget this. Change only comes outside of the box. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. When you lose your appetite, sometimes I pray, I'm just being honest, that God will slow down PT's appetite. Not just with food, but with vision and, oh, babe, can you just see us doing this in the next 30 years? And I'm going, 60, 70, 80. Do you know how old we're going to be? I didn't say anything about our age. I'm telling you right now, we can do this, we can do that. And you're going, oh my gosh. Sometimes when we have meetings and PT gets going, Bree's always like, Dad, if we could just stay like right here for just a second. I watch him when he's been in a lot of meetings late with Josh and some of the things that are going on. And this man just lights up like a red Christmas tree. He's just like, oh, can you see this? Can you see? And they're all going, yeah, we can. That's called appetite. Appetite. We all got one. You all ate today because you had an appetite. But is your appetite to be at a different place than where you are right now? Is it that powerful that you can't wait to eat tonight? Well, you've already thought about what you're having tonight when you get out and done with leadership. I guarantee it. But that appetite should be so in us to make sure that we're going to the next place. And I don't know what that looks like. I really don't. Some of you have had opportunities given to you lately, and you're so scared. I don't know about this. This is stepping out. I don't know about this. No, you need to keep that appetite going. You need to understand you're never going to be at a different place if you don't break out of the shell. You're going to be the crab. It's going to be a coffin. Break out. I watched Sammer and Doreen. I watched them come here now. How many years have you been here now? Almost 3 years. And I've watched them like branch out and go, okay, here we go, tiptoe. And I'm watching them and they get so excited and they call PT and a lot of times PT puts him on speakerphone. I'm just going to be honest so I can hear. And Sammer's like, you're not going to believe this. I never thought we'd be doing this. They never thought they would be doing it. It's because they branched out. And I don't know what you need to branch out in, but this is the thing you need to understand. Comfort will stagnate you. It will put fear in you. It will become boring. It will be less than. And you will stay the same. Bottom line. This is what you got to do. Remember, some of the best things that happen to you are in your uncomfortable place. I talked to a girl yesterday on Monday before we had Girl Talk. And we started talking and she was like, I don't know, nothing's really happening. And she was going through this whole thing. And then she said something. She goes, but the other day, God did this. And I said, so this is the deal. You're forgetting what God's already done. You're so worried about this moment right now that you forget what he already did. And she's like, you're right. And I said, were you uncomfortable when he did that? 100%, she said. But I said, look at what he did and look at what you did. We've got to remember the places we've grown because we were willing to be uncomfortable. Rehearse your victories, not your defeats. Rehearse your victories, not your defeats. The next thing is do small activities to challenge yourself. Do small activities to challenge yourself. Face the fear of whatever it is that you're afraid of. Challenge yourself. The next one is this. This is huge. Identify your comfort boxes. What are they? What are you comfortable in that you realize you do not need to be comfortable in anymore? You need to step out, break the shell. What is that? Identify them. Now, this is going to be really hard because a lot of times we don't even realize that we're comfortable in a certain situation. And then you need to break out and understand that if you don't identify them, you've got to identify them. And remember this is so huge. Your example is only everything to everyone around you. When you break out of something that you are so uncomfortable with, you have now given the most amazing testimony to somebody else who is so scared to step out. What is it? I've heard PT on the phone so many times talking to leaders, and I love him. He goes, dude, I'm telling you, bro, what you got to do? You need to go out on your own. And there's like this dead silence. It always makes me nervous. I'm like, say something else, because they're not. Did they faint? What happened? Like there's no other response. And he always says this, you still there? Did I lose you? I'm like, no, you lost them all right. Because the thought of getting out of this place with this horrible boss that's whatever, but I'm comfortable. I bring my little paycheck home and I'm good. And then PT goes, do you know how much you're worth? Do you know what you could do on your own? Do you know what if you branched out on your own? This is what you could do. And there, all of a sudden, this light comes on. Like, oh my goodness, are you kidding me? I was talking to Juan because he got his job at Publix, right? And I'm like, man, Publix should pay insane amounts to their employees because they charge so much for a can of beans, for God's sake. I mean, right? But it's this thought of, you know what? There's so much you could do. You got so much in you still. It ain't nothing to do with age. Trust me, we know that. We're young, right? There's so much in you. But when someone starts to point it out, we go, okay, well, really? Let's just draw the line. I'm good. I'm so good. No, you branch out. You're Mrs. Farmer. We just had a big, huge party for her because she retired. She's not retired. She's retired from one thing. There's so much in her. There's so much to give. She knows these parents who are dealing with kids that need her special attention. She's done this her whole life. She's only just begun. Some people would say, lately, PT and I have been out and we go out to eat a lot. And the other day we sat at this bar because we couldn't get anywhere else. So don't judge us, but there was nowhere else to sit. And we're sitting there and this couple's talking to us and they both say to us, so what did y'all used to do? I love that question. And I look and I go, well, he ain't used to do nothing. That man ain't never stopping doing anything. She goes, but you're not retired? No, we're not retired. We're refired. We're going to the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. But your next thing won't happen if you're staying on yesterday and your shell. I like my shell. It's wonderful. I don't need to grow anymore. Yes, you do. It's amazing what happens when we stay in that place that stifles us. I'm going to end in this quote because you need to come hear from the man who's the man of the hour, who knows what he's talking about. Have you ever noticed all my talks are about him? Because he's so amazing, right? Isn't that cool? That I'm not some pastor's wife up here and you never hear me mention my husband's name. No, I'm 24/7 because the man is a flipping guru. He knows what he's doing, right? He knows. So anyway, I don't want to take his time. Listen to this quote. Nobody ever died of discomfort. Yet living in the name of comfort has killed more ideas, more opportunities, more actions, and more growth than everything else combined. Do the uncomfortable and watch new ideas, new opportunities, and growth attack you out of nowhere. Get out of the box. Right? Amen. I love you guys. You're amazing. Here's your amazing leader, PT.
It's on now. Thank you. I didn't have my mic on. Sorry. Hey, Josh, thank you for opening up today. That's so incredible. I know how busy you are. You're just amazing. Blake, great job. I love listening. I encourage leaders to listen 90% of the time and talk 10%. If you're going to grow, you got to learn to listen. Why? I will never forget a mentor of mine, so wise. I was at breakfast with him, and I'm firing questions at him. And he finally stopped me and said, with all due respect, Tim, I know what I know. I want to know what you know. Wow. It's amazing what you know. It's amazing what you know. It's amazing what you've been through. By the way, my buddy Zach Yip brought me a Reese cup, and I'm jacked up. Zach, thank you for this. This is awesome. I'm going to take a bite later and see if Mama G will let me swallow it. Is that all right? Because right now, if it ain't grass or chicken, I'm not allowed. Matter of fact, if you see me walking and I'm doing this, it's because all I get is chicken anymore, you know? And I just walk around with my head down, picking worms out of the ground. It's not, my therapist told me to get it out, so I had to get that out. Is that all right? But Zach, thanks, buddy. You are the bomb. My friend Andrew and Diana blessed me today, surprised me today. They're from Calgary, Canada. They come in here, and we just love you. They're so gifted. They're so powerful. I know the most amazing people in all the world, and you're here tonight. It's so beautiful. I want to ask you, before I get started tonight, will you help me promote this? I want you to tell other people inside of G5 about this meeting. Now, you may not understand this, but this meeting is probably one of the most important meetings that we do all month. Why is that? Please write this down. A mentor helps you get better at who you are. A mentor helps you get better at who you are. Does anybody in the room believe that you're at your full potential? That right now you're operating. Matter of fact, if I was sitting down with you, and I would love to sit down with every one of you and sit across the table from you, and I would love to make it so personal, and I would love to make it so real and connective to just you. Where you are right now, the decisions that you're making, where you want to go, what you're most frustrated about. I got a million questions for you. What separates you from everybody else in this room is your picture of tomorrow. Mentorship helps you get better at who you are. There's more of you inside. One of the things that breaks my heart is to see somebody with all this potential and they think they already know everything. And they want everybody to do it their way. You talking about a lid on your life? Oh my goodness. You got to stay open. You got to stay hungry. You got to have an appetite that says, no, I want to learn, I want to grow, I want to get better, I'm going to be better, I'm going to get bigger because I'm going to get better. Hey, if we get better, our customer will demand that we get bigger. But if we don't get better, no one around. I want my wife to be a little bit nervous, to be completely transparent with you, about how good I'm really going to get. I don't want her to ever get bored with me saying he's going to lay around, watch television, and that's what he's going to do, and he's going to read one book and he's going to think he knows everything. No, 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 no. It's what you know and what you learn after you've already learned and know that makes all the difference in the world. I'm just telling you right now, I believe at G5, we're going to help every man, every woman, every boy, every girl, every teenager get better, because when we get better, we're going to have more impact in this earth. Just going to happen. I promise you, most of you are a few decisions away from a completely different life if you get a mentor. Coaching helps you get better at what you do. How do you get better at what you do? How do you get better at what you do? Where are you learning and growing and stretching and plugging in? Here's what I can tell you, and let me give you one more, okay? Mentoring, coaching, pastoring helps you make spiritual sense of everything else that you're learning and growing in. And it will give you strength and faith and courage to get over you. That's big, ain't it? If you want to know what's holding you back, don't get mad at me. My name's PT. I love you. It says it on the cup. It's you. I watch people, and if they would just do a couple of things differently, their lives would be different. Their marriage would be different. Their children would act different. Their companies would be different. It would just be different. I'll give you an example. When you learn people skills, if you've never read this book, please write this down. Please write it down. How to Win Friends and Influence People. If you've never read it, read it. If you've never read this book, How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success by Selling, I want you to get it. It will change your life. When you read it with a pen and a highlighter. Underline, highlight, go back. I have dyslexia. It's a gift. I thought I was stupid until my son we took him to a psychologist to find out how he learned. And they taught us his learning style, only to discover that he had dyslexia. Now, if you don't know what dyslexia is like you take a filing cabinet and take all the files and pour them out on the floor. That's what dyslexia feels like. Yet, if you look in the world, some of the most successful people in all the world have dyslexia. Matter of fact, when we sat down and told Blake, we need you to understand, you are gifted. You're not dumb. You're gifted. And all of these great leaders, Einstein, I could give you the list of people that have dyslexia. What you find out in dyslexic people is that they work harder than other people work. I'm always looking for some men and women that are willing to work harder, not be ashamed that you don't have it all together, not be ashamed that you don't know everything, not be ashamed that your father didn't teach you how to be a daddy, not be ashamed that your mother never taught you how to be a mom, not be ashamed that your mother never maybe taught you how to be a lady. Don't be ashamed of it. Step into it. Step into it. I've raised a lot of leaders around the world. I have one session where I teach men how to walk in a room and how to walk out of the room. When to walk into the room and when not to walk into the room. Let me tell you the time you don't ever want to walk in the room. If Josh Cook is speaking and I'm in the room, I will never walk out of the room while he's speaking. I don't care if my bladder's about to explode. Can I just get real open with you? Why? Because at that moment, he watches, he sees, and he feels devalued. Did you know that? When my wife walks in the room, I still stand up. She talks about the doctor. Yeah, I don't like white coats. I don't. I'm just telling you straight up. You'd think I'd grow out of it. But when my doctor walks in the room, I stand up and I shake her hand and I smile and I laugh and I go, you make me nervous. And she laughs. And my blood pressure is not high. It's just like elevated a little bit. She goes, we'll take it again in a minute. And they take it again in a minute and it's down. You've got to be able to face the things that make you uncomfortable. I looked at my wife's notebook today and I looked at her and I said, baby, that's a book right there. The Pain of Comfort. What's standing between you and the dreams and the goals and the calling of your life is pain. I think I can absolutely have an argument with you or a conversation with you to tell you that, let you know that how you deal with pain, setbacks, disappointments are everything. I just know this, there has to come a day in your and my life when the little boy sits down and the man stands up, and the little girl sits down and the lady stands up. I looked at a young lady this week and I told her, I said, I just want you, Gay and I want you to be classy and sassy. Why? I don't ever want you to lose the edge. The edge that makes you unique. The edge that causes you to be full of passion. So I want to talk to you just for a second. I wrote a book several years ago called How to Stop Self-Defeating Behaviors. I did a call with an insurance company today. By the way, my buddy, he'll be in this weekend. When I met him, he couldn't do $1 million a year. And when I looked at him and said, oh, you'll do more than $1 million. Matter of fact, you're going to go to 10 million. He looked at me and went, you're crazy. I go, no, I'm telling you. You're going to do it. Well, we set the goal. We put in the systems. We put in all the tracking. See, some of us just don't know. You just don't know what you have in your hand, so you keep acting out of the belief system that's faulty, and you don't have a coach, and you don't have a mentor, and you really don't have a pastor, so you're just doing it however you want to do it. If you think education is expensive, just try ignorance. It's so expensive. And most of us will put $10,000, $100,000 in a car, and we won't spend $2 on a book to get better. I'm not being mean, I'm just telling you, if I see your library, I'll know where you're headed. I'll know where you're headed. So how do you stop these self-defeating behaviors? Well, Robert, we set a goal for $1 million. We got him past $1 million, and we failed on 10 million. Can you believe this? We failed on 10 million. Here's what happened. He went to 50 million. Ooh, how many of you like failing forwards? How many of you like failing forwards? How many of you all want to fall into a great big victory? See, what you don't know about you, and when I get around you, I feel it in your spirit, but I can also feel your rebellion. That goes, I know what I know, and I'm going to do it the way I do it. And you are addicted to your story just the way the man was at the pool of Bethesda. Jesus asked him, do you want to be healed? And he never said yes. Do you know what he said? No one will put me in the pool. When you get asked a question, make sure you answer it correctly. Now, you may not understand my passion tonight, but Robert went to 50 million. Now we're at 75 million, and we're now making strategies to go to $1 billion. Tim, why do you do this? Do you not love pastoring? I love pastoring. I love pastoring. But I also have this gift that God's given me to help people build companies that can change the world and finance the kingdom of God. I had a guy come to me and he goes, Tim, I got to tell you, I'd made $30 million last year. And I said, yes, and you should have made 100, but you can't get out of your own way. a mentor, a coach, a pastor. Why do you need a pastor? Because you're going to have days in your life, in business and in marriage and in family, that it's going to take faith to overcome the obstacle, not just information. Remember this, anytime you receive the teachings of a man or a woman, you not only receive their information, but you receive their spirit. Robert today, when he called me, he said, hey, can I celebrate with you for 3 minutes? People got their lives changed on this call today. We all needed it. Here was his statement to me. It wasn't, I love your information. I knew he loved it. He said, I love your spirit. It's a fathering spirit. It's a spirit that says, I can make it. I have watched people over and over, I gotta hurry. I've watched people over and over and over get to the pinnacle of success and fail. I have seen a lot of people survive success. I've not seen very many people survive. I've watched a lot of people survive failure. I've not seen very many people survive success. I love you. Don't get mad at me. I've got to tell you this. I'm going to speak as a mentor, a coach, and a pastor right now. If you're isolated in dysfunctional behavior, please come out of it. Come clean. Come clean. A man and a woman need some place where they can take their armor off. What has taken my armor off? It's taken off all my accolades and all the things I want you to believe about me so you can see who I really am, so you can give me the antidote to what I need. Now, I'm so blessed. I was just at the doctor this week, and I had my wellness physical, and it was so great. And she looked at me, and she goes, so do your bones hurt? I go, no. She goes, you got any aches and pains? I go, no. She goes, okay. God wants you and I to live at such a level that we walk in freedom, that we're not in bondage to fear and doubt and setbacks and what I know. Do you know how many people I know right now that I know are called to do something great in their lives, but they keep managing it down to what they know? And there are some people so unteachable that they will stay in their jail for the rest of their lives because they know. So in your life, how do you stop these self-defeating behaviors? How do you stop these moments in your life where you seem to get to a certain level and you blow up? You seem to get to a certain place and you blow out. I had a dad come to me this week and he goes, PT, you got to help me. I think you told me you have a book. He goes, you told me 3 weeks ago that if I'm a yeller, I'm going to raise yellers. What is that book to keep me from yelling at my children and my family? This man is going to rise up and be blessed. Why? He's not running from it. He's facing it. And he's going, I'm about to break this off my life. Why is it in sports you see people reach accolades and spots and they blow up? Why is it in music? Why is it in business? Why is it in ministry that people reach a certain place and then they fall? Do you ever wonder why you feel like you crawl and then you fall? You crawl and you fall. Well, I just need to tell you this because I love you. Are you ready? Are you ready? A house divided against itself cannot stand. A house divided against itself cannot stand. What destroys most businesses and most homes are right fighting. I'm right. No, I'm right. No, I'm right. I'm right. I'm in control. That is the lowest stinking form of leadership in the whole world. Great leadership is someone that walks in the room and they bring peace and calm and conviction and confidence at the same time. Most companies call me because they are in the middle of making a decision and they just want to make a right decision. Have you ever been scared to make a decision because you just didn't know which way to go? If you haven't been there, you're not doing anything. I'm just serious, you're not. You're in the comfort role, and I want to get you out of it. I want to fill this room 10 times over with people that are becoming all they were created to be. Why do people reach a certain level? Some of them, you know what they do? They're arrogant. They think they're better. They think they know. I don't need a mentor. I don't need a coach. I don't need a pastor. I can do it on my own. Matter of fact, I'm not willing to give up control in my life over the people in my life, so I'm going to control them. I'm better than them. I know better than them. Arrogance. The rules don't apply to me. Let me tell you something with 1,000% accuracy. If someone comes to me and they want to have a better relationship, but they won't become accountable, I can't help them. When someone says the rules do not apply to me, I can't help them. The second reason is that a lot of people don't believe that they deserve more than what they have. They believe they're supposed to stay in the place that they're in. My wife is exactly correct. Can I tell you something? I'm so excited about what God's doing here. We're going to build buildings here. Just get ready. We're going to have more than this campus. There are going to be multiple campuses. We're going to have multiple schools, multiple daycares. Get ready what's going to happen. It's going to be crazy. What God allows us to do. The visions are huge. The need is real. And we're going to be a solution to that need. And I want you to go with us. Just be careful. Because the enemy wants to take you out. He wants to take me out. So in your life, you've got to ask yourself, what do I need to do? Number one, are you ready? I've got to have same page people in my life. Same page people in my life. You've got to be around like-minded people. I need you to hear me because I love you. I'm going to coach you right now. Okay, I'm going to help you get better at what you do. Don't get mad when people go away from you because they want it their way. Don't get mad. Be grateful because God is protecting you. Because you don't want to fight that battle. You don't want to fight the enemies from within and from without at the same time. You want all the enemies to be on the outside, and you want all the loyal warriors to be inside your tent. That's why I'm looking for them. If you ever move into an environment and you move into the environment and you want your way, just please get a pastor. Please get a coach. Please get a mentor. I get told no around here more than any other person on the planet. I do. I get together with my family and I have these meetings and I'm like, oh man, I want to do this. And they're looking at me like, no. I'm like, come on. Yeah. Sometimes I get super spiritual. God told me to do it. And they go, well, tell God to hold up for a minute until we get this done. Who can say no to you without you getting mad or offended? Same page people in your life. So, small minds destroy big dreams. Small minds destroy huge missions. And I want to tell you something. In your life, get ready. Nobody who has your calling, your anointing, or your mission is going to try to walk into your life and tell you how to run your mission. Don't ever give in to it. Don't ever give in to it. Doesn't mean you don't have a humility. Doesn't mean you don't have a heart. Doesn't mean you won't listen. You just stay focused. Nehemiah said to them, I can't come down because I've got important work to do. Who's in your life right now trying to distract you? I got a question for you. Seriously, really real. Who believes in you? Who believes in you? The most scariest thing in the world is to have somebody believe in you. You believe I can do this? You believe I've got this? I'm working with a young man right now on his marriage, and I'll be talking to him, and all of a sudden he'll say to me, so you're telling me you believe I can do this? I'm going, bro, if I didn't believe you could do it, I wouldn't be on the phone with you. You've got what it takes. You're more than a conqueror. You're going to rise above it. So I just want to encourage you, be careful being around people that are negative, that are gossipers, that are non-producers, that are unbelievers. Unbelievers. Negative. So I'm gonna give you 4 things real quick. Can I do it? And I'll close. There's 10 of these. It's in my book, How to Stop Self-Defeating Behaviors. I'm just gonna give you these tonight. Can I give you these tonight? And then I'll let you go because I wanna eat my Reese cup. That's my buddy. Zach, me and you, buddy, we're gonna eat that thing together. Number 1 question that you wanna ask of people around you is, can you see my gift? Can you see my gift? Can you see my gift? I scare people because I see what's in them. See, it's not a surprise to me that Heath is where he is. It's not a surprise to me that Josh is where he is. I would really be surprised if they weren't where they are. It's not a surprise for me to know that what's inside of Heidi. If you get around and you start serving here on the team, I promise I'm going to begin to look into your soul and I'm going to see. But I need to see you invest your life in something that's bigger than you and beyond you, that you can't control, that you can serve with humility and honor. What is your gift? The second question is do they want me to win? Do they want me to win? Do they want me to succeed? Do they see my gift? Do they see my calling? Do they see my heart? Do they see what I'm gifted at? I just need to tell you this. Junior didn't show up in this state. He didn't. And Josh didn't kick the gate down and come in here in the state you see him in right now. I just need you to tell you right now, I don't know if Madeline's in the room or not, but Madeline has got such a gift on her life. She's going to run a major company someday. Watch. It's coming right now. And every now and then I love Junior. Junior's so great. He'll look at me and say, why didn't you tell me that 2 years ago? I said, because Junior, you would have never accepted it from me. You would have actually turned from me. When I met Carlos Wood, you get around him, and we started talking. I said, Carlos, this journey, you and I, is going to take 30 years. We're so used to microwaving everything around us. The greatness that's inside of you. I just want to tell you all this. I don't know your name. What's your name? JJ. AJ. Adrian. God, how did I get all those things from that? Spent $1,000 on my eyes, now my ears don't work. But here's what I can tell you. AJ. Adrian. You're supposed to help me out here, baby. Remember, helpmate? Let's read the story right now. Anyhow, here's what I can tell you. I encourage you, without letting him see you, watch him worship. Watch him. I stood over there the other day. I ain't lying to you, dude. Mama, great job. You're the mama? Great job. And I see the depth in you. You're 13, right? But he's more like 33. He's way, way advanced. He's one of these kids at 16 probably will start $1 billion company. And I'm going to tell you right now, I want to have 100 billionaires in this church because we're going to write checks to change the world because we're going to take our gifts, our talents, our abilities. We're not going to waste it. We're not going to spend it. We're going to invest it. By the way, you're not too young. You're not too old. You're not clapping like you should, but that's okay. You'll get there. So many people stay small because they don't know their gift and they don't know who wants them to win. And I watch people over and over and over. Come on, I'm being very serious right now. They don't trust people they should. And they trust people they shouldn't. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. That's why you need an extra set of eyes that are discerning, that are not critical, but they're great evaluators. Number 3, not only can they see my gift, not only do they want my success. Number 3, will they help me? I've had a lot of people promise me, I'm going to help you. 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 And they come and they take from me. And I don't care. I don't care. Listen to me right now. Take from me all you want. Because God's going to bring it back in a way that you never planned or you ever could. But watch around you. Because when you have reciprocity inside of you, it changes everything. Giving back. Giving back. One of the greatest things that will cause you to grow and develop faster than anything else is a generous heart. Give. Give. One of the things I'm having to teach the younger generation is that you all are used to walking in and saying to a fireplace, give me heat, and then I'll give you wood. But people with wisdom know I've got to put wood in it in order to receive heat. So I just want to encourage you in your life, don't try to figure out how to get more by doing less. Always do more than is asked or required. Why? Because God is going to reward you abundantly. You see, no matter where you go, no matter where you go, no matter where I put you, no matter where I put you, you're going to succeed. You're going to bless. You're going to be a blessing. You're going to get promotion. Nothing can hold you down. Nothing can hold you back. And one of the things that's happening right now is for the people that are in my life that are staying really close is that they're right now, Gay is exactly right, they're being stretched. They're being examined. They're being exposed. Because how many of you know success is the great exposure? If you don't know that, you need to know that. Because when you get under stress, it will expose who you really are. But I'm watching them right now. So one of the things that you need to do, and we need to be really, really careful of, okay, is that we don't treat people the way we met them. There's nothing worse than to see somebody winning in life still being treated like they're a nobody. We treat everybody with love and respect and honor. But as people rise, we need to show honor, order, and authority. It's biblical. And so I just want to encourage you to do this. Number 4, can they handle my success? Not only do they see my gift, not only honestly, and by the way, this is so important for those of you that are dating and those of you that are married. It's so important for you to see where people invest their time, their money, their touch, and their talent. I don't think anything is more painful. This week I've sat with a lot of men who literally, they're not babies, they're broken. Because they want their wives to respect them. Because men feel loved by being respected, and women feel loved by being cherished and cared for. There's nothing worse than being the CEO of Walmart being treated like you're a stock boy. And there's nothing wrong with being a stock boy, but there is something wrong when you're the CEO and you're still being treated. That's why we give honor. How do we do it here? Well, Miss Beth and Miss Nan over here, they should have comfy chairs tonight. Do you have comfy chairs over there tonight? Or did we mess up? Okay, they wanted to sit closer. That was their decision. But one of the ways we show honor is we make sure that they have comfy chairs. Comfy chairs. We just want them to know how much we value them. You got to be careful in life. Are you ready? Familiarity breeds contempt. And if you're not careful, you'll start treating people of value with great casualness. It won't work. Most people love their dog or their cat more than they love the human being. I know. You can kick a dog and he'll come back. As human beings, we get kicked so many times we're going, no, I don't want kicked no more. This happens in companies. Right now, we're building a lot of companies and we're having so much fun. I want you to be a part of them because it's going to be a blast, okay? Here's our goal. You want to know what our goal is? It's exciting. We're going to train people so well that everybody wants to steal them. But we're going to treat them so well they never want to leave. Oh, what would happen if we did that in our homes? You see, if you ever learned in your life how to punish people, I would encourage you to get somebody to help you to learn not to punish, but to love. If you're judgmental, you can't handle somebody's success. And if you're threatened by them, you won't be able to admire them and receive from them. You'll try to control them. Are y'all okay or no? Yeah, okay. See, I'm talking to you tonight because most guys come to me are doing 80 to 100 million and they want to get to 1 billion. It's a completely different life and a way of thinking. Every now and then I have somebody show up here and they'll come in and say, Pastor, I just think you ought to do this. And I go, well, I'll be praying. Yeah, but brother, we did it over here. I'm going, yeah, but I'm not over there. And I'm not going to do everything everybody else is doing. I'm going to do what God called me to do here. And we're going to watch God do what only He can do. And by the way, church, do you realize how young we are compared to these other people? We're young. We're whippersnappers. We don't even know what we're doing yet. We're still sucking lollipops in the parking lot. We're still trying to grow up and get out of diapers, but we're coming. We're getting better. Can I get an amen? We're getting way better. Yay, Zach. Yay, Zach. Yay, Zach. Yes. So I got to ask you, are you prepared for your success? And are you prepared? Right now, I need to be busy in your life. Some of you have disconnected from me. And you scare me because I know right now you're not being prepared for the blessing that God's about to bring in your life. Also, are you being prepared for the blessing that's going to happen in other people's lives around you? Can you celebrate it? Can you celebrate it? I had a friend of mine call me this week, and he just bought him a brand new Honda Pilot. I only hear from him every now and then. But he called me. And he sent me pictures. By the way, can I ask you a question? When something really great happens in your life, who is the first person you text? Oh, I got a question for you. When life falls apart, and the pain is so intense, you can't breathe. Who do you call? Don't ever cut out of your life those people that you can call. Don't ever do it, because they're not cheap. Same page people. People want to change their circumstances, but they very rarely want to change themselves. It's just critical in your and my life. Let me just say this in closing. My second one, because I just can't help myself. I want to give it to you, and I need to shut up, but I can't shut up. But I am going to eat this Reese cup in a minute. So here's what I need you to know, okay? The second thing that will destroy you is when you see yourself as a victim. I'm a victim. How long will we blame others? How long will we say they just keep picking on me? Will I ever get to the point in my life where I can say the buck stops here? I've had people hurt me very deeply in my life, really, seriously. Every one of them I booked a dinner with and sat down and said to you, I love you. I know you had your reasons. I want to get better. Will you help me get better? Whew. Faithful are the wounds from a friend. But when you can learn from the people that have literally tried to destroy you, you now have something inside of you no one else does. Self-pity is easily the most destructive of all non-pharmaceuticals. It's as addictive, it gives momentary pleasure, and separates the victim from reality. I close. Can you tell somebody to come next year, next month? Can you tell them to come? I want you to bring somebody. I want you to set a goal to bring 10 people. Just come with your car full, okay? I want to say this to you in closing. I hope you know how much I love you. I hope no one feels like I'm beating up on anybody, because I'm not. I do want to inspire you. I do want to challenge you. I do want to wake up the warrior and the leader and the gift that's inside of you. I think Paul told Timothy, stir up the gift that's inside you. And I just want to beg you, my name is PT, I want to beg you, don't stay in isolation. Don't keep living with it eroding at your very foundation. Here's what I see in so many people. We're so concerned about the thief in the alley. We're not nearly as concerned as we should be with the thief that's in our mind. I promise you, listen to me. Please hear me. You're valuable. You're important. You matter. You're going to make a difference. You're going to win. These laws of success are not just for a few select people. They're for whosoever will. But you're going to have to step out of your old grave clothes and go, I got to grow. My wife will tell you after my phone calls today, you have no idea what I've been through today. All positive, all exciting. But you're talking about stretching. You're talking about emotional. You're talking about letting go. You see, sometimes it's easy to let go of something that's not working. It's harder to let go of something that is working so that something greater can come in your life. I love you. I've given you a lot. You're probably going to have some questions. You may want to email me or text me. I'm going to be there for you. We're going to walk with you. I just want to say to my beautiful wife how proud I am of her. I want to say to my daughter, 109,000 views. Come on, that's you. That's you. So don't give up. Get all your devices working, okay? I get them all going. It's like a big orchestra in my house. My iPad, my iPhone, I got them all going. And then I go say to Kate, you watching? You watching? Stay with it. 5 times a day for 40 seconds. Apple Music, go again. Okay? We'll do it. Are you okay? You feel good? You ready to go to the next level? All right. I love you guys more than you know. I bless you. It's Doreen's birthday. Oh, my goodness. Happy birthday to you. Hey! Happy birthday. Doreen, you. Happy birthday, dear Doreen. Happy birthday to you. All right. Let's do it. G5. Happy birthday. May all your dreams come true. Happy birthday from G5 to you. Hey! I love you. All of you being here tonight mean more than you can imagine. I'm grateful for you. I'm thankful for you. Your best days are ahead of you. Okay, Mama G's got a request. Come here. I want to get real close to you. Okay, baby.
Anyone that can stay, we need to get all the chairs out of the church because we have something going on later this week, and we need to take the chairs out, and we'll show you where to put them. Anybody that can stay and help.
Okay, just to be close to you, girl. Not for a minute. Okay, thank you for helping us.
If you know we serve a faithful God, I need you to clap your hands tonight. Lift up a shout of praise.